Hello, everyone. My name is Vishnupriya Alavala, the Valedictorian of Freedom High School. Here's my proof. I was unable to give a speech on my graduation day because of the administration at Freedom High School, but I would still like to put my thoughts and words out there for people to hear. Thank you to everyone who's here to listen to me give my speech for the Freedom Class of 2022. Everyone compares life to a roller coaster ride. Ups are beautiful, but marred by the fear of when you would come down. And downs are crushing, but also humbling reminders of the invisible luggage we all carry. But I think this analogy is slightly flawed. Life may be bumpy, but we get to manufacture the twists and turns and loops. So we can't really brush off the fact that some of our downs were intentional, while others, like the worldwide pandemic, were completely out of our control. Instead, I like to compare high school life to the entire amusement park. The drop towers were the realization that your pop quiz was today and you didn't study. The carousels were the reminder that childhood was getting farther away and you're afraid to ride it because it won't be as fun as you remember. The pirate ships were the feeling of weightlessness after taking that final AP exam after long nights of studying. The duck games at carnivals were a way to procrastinate the real reason you came to the park or opened your laptop. The food stands were places that you could relax and plan, where your friends and family would gather around holding water fans, onion rings, and funnel cakes. The long waiting lines either at the cafeteria or outside the classroom would be annoying for some people, but an opportunity to chat and get to know your company for others. At the end of the day, the sweltering heat and the sore feet of senioritis were shared struggles bringing us all together. But this is when my analogy falls apart. There are just some indescribable experiences of high school that cannot be described with or explained with words or compared to the emotions we get on amusement park rides. When we were sitting in front of our laptops in junior year and expected to sum up our whole personalities in a 500-word essay. When we were waiting to start a performance or get on the field to represent our school in a sport for the first time. When we realized we needed a job but also needed time to do homework, so we turned to caffeine. Sometimes we found people who recognized when we were in one of these gray moments when the vitality of the park dimmed. And these people were incredible family members, teachers, and staff at Freedom who were catalysts for our happiness. But sometimes we could not find a person who would just strip aside all the categories we made for each other and listen. And at these moments, we would only have ourselves to rely on. I remember coming out of middle school and feeling pressured by all the emotions, experiences, and expectations associated with growing up. And it was at these moments that I learned how to become a mature, independent adult in high school. For me specifically, I was surprised when I found out I was valedictorian. It was like I was at the top after bungee jumping so high that I could see the curvature of the earth, see how all my experiences had led me to this moment. But then the cords pulled me back down to the ground when the ride was over. It felt good for maybe a minute, and then I didn't feel anything at all. And that's a huge reason I'm comparing high school to amusement parks. Neither last for very long. It made me realize that we all have to first figure out what makes us happy over the long term. And that usually starts with answering the question, what are you passionate about? While some of us, like me, have cemented our enthusiasm for the sciences, others have realized that they prefer creating music, teaching others, or even writing novels. I'm so lucky to have started discovering my passions as early as high school. But it's important for you all to know that it is good for you to be unsure, because that makes you more open-minded. Once we have learned more about our passions, we can answer the next, but arguably most important question. How can you use the knowledge and passion that you've gained to improve upon or impact your community? With all the potential we have built up, we are in the unique position to make the future brighter for ourselves and those around us. One of my favorite quotes is by author and civil rights activist Howard Thurman, who said, "Ask yourself what makes you come alive and go do that." Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Once we have gained enough confidence and expertise to improve upon something we're passionate about, we are bound to make the world a better place. I have complete faith in our Freedom Class of 2022. I'm proud to say that my peers are the next generation of leaders who will use their passion as a driving force to be reckoned with. It is crazy to think that 4 years have already passed, but I know I have changed because of all of you. We have become better people simply by finding each other in this huge world. I haven't touched on the impact of COVID-19. COVID for me felt like I was lost in the amusement park. I had lost my phone and I was frantically searching for a familiar face in the crowd. I don't know how you felt during the lockdown, what sacrifices you made, the isolation you experienced, or the impact it will have on our futures. But I can offer these words of consolation. We are stronger, more adaptable, and more aware of the gift and brevity of life. Our shared struggle will translate into motivation to make use of our lives and look for joy and optimism in the face of unrelenting obstacles. Before I end for today, I want to remind everyone that we are now Freedom alumni. It means we're educated. We are capable of showing empathy, courage, and humility. We are capable of entering society as adults with the capacity to learn and lead. Don't get too lost in the amusement park of life. Look at the bigger picture and find out how to construct a path to what will make you and the world around you better. I hope we all give ourselves the respect to discover or create rides that spark our interests and make us happy. Congratulations to the class of 2022. I hope our next steps will be enriching and empowering.